Hey everyone, I'm super excited to present our next candidate for Project 1000 Hire. We have coming all the way from Toronto, Canada, my dear friend Padraig. So first of all, Padraig, thank you so much for joining us on this project to get you rehired.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you very much, Ephraim, for having me on.
Sure. So why don't you give us a brief description and short history of who you are and where you're from?
So my name's Paul Gilmore. I'm from a small town in the west of Ireland. We're currently in Toronto. I studied business information systems in college, kind of began my career as a business analyst, kind of transitioned then from that role to a train implementation analyst and kind of moving more towards implementation specialist integrations, and also project management was a big thing of that. I've kind of worked all over the place. I come from a small family business, so that's kind of been instilled in me. We had a pub, 6 children, so you'd think no lack of employees for the pub, but normally this guy right here. So like I have it kind of instilled in me a kind of hardworking ethos, and then once I kind of started my career, I've worked in systems such as like supply chain management for a global multinational in Ireland, then in the travel tech industry for a startup. Then I moved into ERPs, and then finally, I was just in the ATC realm. Sorry, ATS.
Wow, super cool. So it's really cool to hear how your parents instilled in you from a very young age what it means to have proper work ethic and work hard. So why don't you take us through or tell us about a personal project or accomplishment that you're extremely proud of, or something that you're currently working on now?
Yeah, so currently actually just really started this week. I've been doing a few Udemy courses and few things on LinkedIn, just random things all around the place, kind of project management, different ones. But now I've decided, I'm going to work towards one with a goal in end. So I've started the process of learning about becoming AWS certified, particularly down the architecture route more than the actual development route. The main reason is because I have that bit of experience now in startups, both small and a little bit bigger. It's something that's really big,
Yeah.
especially for startups, but even for traditional companies who have traditionally had their old servers. I've heard of ones that have cost-effective ways instead of moving away from their own servers to actually going towards the ATS route. So I think it's a really valuable skill that will be helpful for me. I'm taking my time a little bit because obviously with the kind of current situation been laid off, I'm kind of trying to pick the ones that I really need. But
Mhm.
then again, doing all my research back end and LinkedIn Learning's been a great tool for that. Just get me prepared for that and what I can expect for going ahead, actually getting certified with that.
Right, sure. And that is such a valuable skill to have going into the future workforce. Wow. So why don't we flip the script a little bit and why don't you talk to us about a personal challenge that you were able to overcome?
Yeah, so I do have a couple of examples, really. One of them was from my first job in the professional workplace. I was working as a business analyst within a large multinational in Ireland, which had offices in the States and all over Europe as well. Called Glambia. We were working at one stage on rebranding our new, excuse me, rebranding our nutritionals uh, business unit to actually work all towards the same thing. So I was working on our SAP SCM, and with that, I had to make sure that all the reports were still looking okay for everything, get that uniform with a lot of people. It started off that myself, my manager, and 2 other graduates were working on it. Um, that pulled out with the other 2 graduates, and it was me and my manager, and she had a lot of other things to do which were more important for our team, so it was mainly me with a little bit of help from her. So that happened, but the timeline wasn't moved out. It was a it was a case that it was a tight timeline, about 3.5 months for me to actually get things done. One of the main things on that was actually making sure all the invoices in all the different places looked well, so a lot of manual work in that, but that's not something I I wouldn't say wasted my time during work, because I really needed to be on the ball. I really needed to talk to people during that time. So kind of pulled the bootstraps up, got all my questions for whoever I needed during my work time, even a little bit after my work time. I was talking to people from the States. And then once everyone else was nearly gone home, I was in, especially for the last month, was kind of 8 to 11 doing the manual work. But it all revolved around me actually planning out my days. Okay, I have this much time in this day to talk to this many people. I have to look at all of their calendars and kind of get things, and then kind of get myself there working on it in the evening. Personally, then as well, there's been a few things. More so, I like to pull on my accomplishments from within teams. I was, before coming over here, the captain of my rugby teams, like seconds. One thing with rugby is you kind of have to be, if you're a forward like I was myself, a little bit bigger. We had a few guys who were coming up from under 20s, fantastic rugby players, great. They were forwards, they didn't really have the mass to be there, senior, so a lot of them dropped off. Didn't see them training. There were guys who loved rugby, but they didn't feel like they were going to get their fair shake at the team. So I kind of took time out of myself, kind of tried to catch up with them a few times. 2 out of 3, I ended up being able to convince that, look, you're maybe not going to be a forward anymore, but you'd be a fantastic back. You're not very quick, but you have a forward's mentality. You're just going to burrow through something, which is always a great thing to happen. So I kind of, was able to convince 2 people that we're going to give up on something that they had a passion for, to actually look at their own strengths and be able to transition that to something else. And that way that they actually kept it up. And one of them is actually playing for the firsts at the moment. And they were doing well up until this whole thing happened.
Wow. So we know you're definitely a leader. We know you're a motivator. We know you're able to encourage others to join you on and inspire them to keep on working and pushing them. What is it that you're looking for in your next role?
Yeah. So along that role, whether it be leadership or just as a pivotal team member, or even just as a consultant to outside businesses. As I was working as a business analyst before, even implementing SaaS software, I never took it the way that, okay, this is our product, that's what you do. That's how you use it. I always took a consultative approach, and that's what I kind of want to do going forward, whether it be in the BA, project management, or if I'm in an implementation role. I always look at a company and see what new software we're going to put in, what new processes we're going to put in, what's actually going to work. There's always the ideas from top level management, and then end users, oh, that's going to be so much more work for me in the short term. They resist. Trying to find that middle ground where this is the best way for your business moving forward. Sometimes it involves a lot more digging in than sometimes people want to do, but it's for the best of the business. I want to find that best value. One thing that's really important to me is my personal brand. If I put my name to something, I never want to half go it. I never want to give less than 100%. Like if I ever feel like I am doing, I feel like I'm going against going 100%, I always go away, do something else, and then when I get the inspiration again, come back to it. I don't bang my head against a wall.
Now that's absolutely amazing, and there's no doubt in my mind that you're going to be incredible and bring a great new fresh energy to any new role that you come into. So first of all, Padraig, I want to wish you a ton of success and blessings, that you should be quickly we should be able to find you something. And really, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Ephraim. I hope you're well and everyone's okay and you stay safe during this crazy time.
Yeah.